In a heart-wrenching event in October 2023, the militant group Hamas unleashed a devastating attack on Israel, causing the loss of over 1,400 Israeli lives and the capture of 199 soldiers and innocent civilians, including women and children, who are now held as hostages in Gaza. Tragically, more than 2,700 Palestinians have perished in a series of relentless airstrikes by the Israeli military. Gaza finds itself in dire straits as an unyielding Israeli blockade has left the region grappling with a severe shortage of essentials like food and fuel. While the news breaks our hearts and leaves us hoping for peace, we know you have questions that need answering. And in this video, we will do just that. In this video, we will discuss a tale of two lands, the Israel-Palestine conflict. The Israel-Palestine issue, a saga of dreams and despair, of hope and hostility, is a narrative as gripping as any epic tale. At its core, it's a story of two peoples, two cultures, two visions, each passionately fighting for their right to exist in a land they both call home. In this video, we embark on a journey through this enduring struggle, exploring its origins, its evolution, and the profound impact it has had on the lives of millions. Let's start with the historical roots. The stage is set in the late 19th century as the Ottoman Empire begins to wane. In a region once ruled by empires from the Romans to the Ottomans, a new narrative begins to emerge. Jewish immigrants, inspired by the Zionist movement, begin to return to their ancestral homeland, invoking memories of a Jerusalem that existed more in a scripture than in reality. These Jewish immigrants, led by pioneers like Theodor Herzl, believed in the dream of a Jewish state, but this dream was shared by the Arab inhabitants of Palestine, whose families had lived there for generations. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 further complicated the situation as it pledged British support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. As British rule held, tensions grew, and the roots of the conflict began to dig deeper. Both Jewish and Arab communities believed they had a rightful claim to the land, igniting a spark that would become a raging fire. Then came the birth of Israel. In 1947, the United Nations adopted Resolution 181, proposing the partition of Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem as an international city. While the Jewish leadership accepted the plan, the Arab leadership vehemently rejected it, as they saw it as an affront to their national identity. On May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was proclaimed, marking a pivotal movement in the conflict. The Arab states, including Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Iraq, launched an invasion to prevent the establishment of Israel. The ensuing 1948 Arab-Israeli War left an indelible mark on the region, with hundreds of thousands of Palestinians displaced and a landscape forever changed. The plight of Palestinian refugees. The aftermath of the 1948 war saw the birth of a tragedy that would resonate through the decades, the Palestinian refugee crisis. Over 7 lakh Palestinians fled or were expelled from their homes during the conflict, and many ended up in overcrowded refugee camps. Their longing to return to their ancestral lands remains a poignant and unresolved issue, central to the conflict's ongoing bitterness. The Six-Day War and its consequences. In 1967, the region was plunged into another war, the Six-Day War, a conflict that reshaped the political landscape. Israel captured the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Golan Heights. These territories became the epicenter of the ongoing dispute, as Israelis' occupation fueled Palestinian resistance and claims of sovereignty. The fate of Jerusalem, with its sacred sites revered by both Jews and Muslims, became a particularly contentious issue. The city's division between Israeli control in the west and Jordanian control in the east left an enduring scar. Jerusalem's status remains one of the most contentious and emotionally charged aspects of the conflict, with both sides unwilling to cede their claims to the city. Then came the Oslo Accords and hopes for peace. Amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of hope appeared in the form of the Oslo Accords. These agreements, reached in the early 1990s, led to the creation of the Palestinian Authority and raised expectations of a peaceful resolution. The Oslo Accords held the promise of a two-state solution where Israel and Palestine could coexist side by side. However, as years passed and peace remained elusive, the optimism began to fade. The Second Intifada and stalled peace. In 2000, the Second Intifada, a violent Palestinian uprising, shook the region. Suicide bombing, target killings, and fierce clashes became daily occurrences. The peace process stumbled, and the chasm between the two sides seemed insurmountable. Israel responded by building a security barrier in the West Bank, which it claimed was necessary for defense, but was condemned by Palestinians and international bodies. The Gaza Strip and Hamas. In 2005, Israel withdrew its forces from settlers from the Gaza Strip, leaving it under the control of the Palestinian Authority. However, in 2007, Hamas, a militant group considered a terrorist organization by Israel and much of the Western world, took control of Gaza, further deepening the division between the West Bank and Gaza. Hamas's rule has been marked by periodic clashes with Israel, rocket attacks, and military offensives. The inhabitants of Gaza, caught in the crossfire, have endured immense suffering, with their basic needs often unmet.
And what about the escalations and failed peace initiatives? Well, as the years have rolled on, conflicts have erupted intermittently, and various peace initiatives have faltered. The Trump administration's Peace to Prosperity plan, unveiled in 2020, was met with rejection by the Palestinians due to its support for Israeli annexations and control over Jerusalem. In May 2021, clashes in East Jerusalem reignited tensions, leading to an 11-day war between Israel and Hamas. This conflict resulted in the loss of hundreds of lives and extensive destruction in Gaza, prompting international concerns and call for a ceasefire.
The issue of settlements continued to be a major point of contention, with Israel's expansion in the West Bank causing friction and international criticism. The international community remains divided, with some nations recognizing the state of Palestine, while others firmly support Israel's right to exist within secure borders. Generations have been born into this conflict, and they continue to endure its hardships and uncertainties. The tale of Israel and Palestine is one of two people who share a deep connection to the land, both believing it is their homeland. Their narratives are intertwined, their destinies interlinked. As the world watches, the hope persists that one day this turbulent story will reach its final chapter, one that speaks not of division, violence, and despair, but of reconciliation, peace, and the shared dreams of a better future. Until then, the Israel-Palestine issue remains a compelling and heart-wrenching narrative, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the challenges of finding common grounds amid seemingly insurmountable differences. And while we talk about hope, how about you help us hope for a brighter future for Volt of Hopes? How? You know the drill. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share them with fellow enthusiasts. Until we meet next, stay curious, stay awesome. Volt of Hopes, signing off.